I'm the proud owner of a Tormek T8 sharpening machine, and I love this machine. I love all the jigs that Tormek make, really top quality. I use it for sharpening a wide variety of my tools that I use in my workshop. But there was one issue that was starting to annoy me, and that was the fact that when you're using the diamond wheel and you want a flat bevel on your wood carving tools, you have to use the face of the diamond wheel, obviously, because the edge of the outside of the wheel is going to give you a concave bevel. Yes, it's quite small, and I know Tormek would have you believe that it doesn't make a difference. I'm afraid I don't agree with that. I want flat bevels, so I have to use the side. But the issue is with the water trough. I've got the water level currently filled right up to the maximum, which is this little ledge here. But so I can't put any more water in there. And you can see that there's this cutout at the back there. And the cutout exists for the synthetic stone and the Japanese polishing stones, which reduce in their diameter as they wear down. And the cutout enables you to be able to raise the water trough up to cater for that reduction in diameter. Now, obviously, the diamond wheels don't reduce in their diameter, so that cutout really isn't needed. And I would love to see Tormek come out with a tray that is specifically for use with the diamond wheels, where this top edge continues straight across there to the other corner, so you can get more water in the tray and then wet the entire face of the diamond wheel. Let me show you this issue. So if I can put this back with one hand without spilling the water everywhere. I'll turn the machine on. So currently the wheel is running and it isn't touching the water. If I raise the tray as far as I dare before the wheel starts hitting the tray, that's about it there. You can see that about half of the diamonds are not getting wet. So with the jigs, I can only sharpen on this bit here. Yes, I know some people put a brush in the water and paint some water onto the dry section. Some people stand there with a spray bottle, but you've got to stop sharpening in order to do those things, and they don't last more than a minute. So not really satisfactory in my opinion. But anyway, at the moment, Tormek haven't come out with a plastic tray specifically for the diamond wheels. So I went looking for another solution to this issue. Let me turn this off for a minute and lower the water trough back down to the bottom. And we'll take that out. The solution I found was in the form of this water pump, which is made by a company in the UK called ND Tackle. And as the tackle part of that name suggests, they make equipment for anglers, for fishermen. And this is typically used, it comes with 9 meters of this hose, by the way, and it's typically used so that you throw this filter, which is filled with ceramic beads, into the lake or the river where you're fishing. And you can then draw water up using this pump, and it comes out this gooseneck. And you can keep the fish wet, and you can mix up bait, etc., etc. I don't know what they do with it, but I thought I'd get one of these and just give it a go. So when it arrived, I fashioned this little aluminium clip, which is just a bent piece of aluminium strip, so that I could put the filter into the water trough. And this is difficult to do with one hand, so bear with me. It's very easy with two hands, but it's almost impossible with one hand. There we go. Okay, so the hose is now held below the surface of the water. The filter is below the surface of the water, So there's no way that that can now touch the diamond wheel when it's turning. So we put that back in there. And the pump has a LED indicator light on the end there, which is green when it's running, and as the battery wears down it turns red, and when you're charging it it's a flashing red. And this bit here is the on-off switch. It's a double tap to turn it on, a double tap to turn it off. It's got a gooseneck spout, and on the back here underneath this rubber cover is a deep-seated micro USB connector for recharging purposes. So when I first got it, I put the filter in the tray, and I stood here holding this to find out what's the optimal angle of the water pump and the angle of the gooseneck. And I found it was about 50 degrees without overstressing the gooseneck. So I made a little stand for that. God, I'm getting water everywhere here. It's coming out the filter. Let me just mop that up, hang on. There we go. So, I made a little stand once I determined the angle, which is very fancy, I know, because I've actually got, I think, 6 or 7 reclaimed mahogany doors. So I've got an excess of mahogany at the moment, which I'm using for little projects. So I just drop this into this stand. It's got a little leather belt which holds it in place. Not that it's going to go anywhere, but just in case I knocked it over. And then I have the end of the spout about, I don't know, 1.5 inches away from the wheel. And I find that if you have it pointed just at the bottom of the chamfer, that works the best. And remember that the trough is not touching the wheel at the moment. I'll turn the Tormek on, and I'll double tap the switch on the pump to turn it on. And now you can see that the whole surface on this face of the diamond wheel is wet, which means I can sharpen on all of the diamonds on this face and not just half of them as I could before. And it also means, more importantly, that the metal particles that come off in the sharpening are getting flushed out of the diamond wheel as it revolves. But interestingly, although the diamond wheel is not in the water trough, you can see if I come round to the edge that if you did want to sharpen something on the edge whilst you've got this in place, the edge is also wet because the water is making its way across the face and round the edge. So that's how I solved the problem of keeping all the diamonds wet on the side of my diamond wheels. Thank you.